to show a quick run through of how to set up a file in Canva. Firstly, I'm going to note the dimensions of the spider product on the spider spec sheet. In this case, we are using a lightbox counter. As we can see here, the dimensions are 1000 by 1000 mil, and it also needs 50 mil bleed. I'm now going to open up Canva. Once you have your Canva open, we're going to go create a new design. Then we're going to go to custom size. And this is where we'll write in the dimensions. Firstly, you need to make sure that the units are millimeters. And before I continue to write in the dimensions, I just want to give a disclaimer with Canva. Now, Canva is ultimately built for web, and there can be quite a few issues when creating your artwork in this for print production. There are a lot of limitations to the page size. So if you were to create one of our larger products, say an easy frame 3 meter, it won't allow me. I can show you an example of this. If I were to type in these dimensions, I would get an error like this. And then to fix this, you would need to divide these dimensions in half or maybe into 4/4. But then because Canva is not vectorized but uses pixels, this would cause issues with all the text and content being pixelated later on. So please do not use Canva unless you are able to create a product at full size, which in this instance we can. So I'm now going to go ahead and type in the dimensions. So this counter was 1000 by 1000 mil. Now, Canva does have options for bleed, but you are not able to edit these, and it doesn't allow enough bleed for what we need here at Spider. So we're going to add the bleed on to the final page size. Now, the spec sheet had 50 mil bleed, which means there is 50 mil on each side and top and bottom. So that would then add up to 100 mil of bleed for the width and 100 mil of bleed for the height. So I'm going to add that on here. So making sure you have the full size including bleed and the units are set to millimeters. Then we'll go create new design. Now we are going to add the bleed area so you know where that is. So to create this, we're going to go to elements. We're going to go just click on a square. I'm going to hold shift and just roughly drag this out for now. Then I'm going to go to position. And we are going to make this the size of the page, so 1000 by 1000 mil. And we're going to make sure it is centered. I'm then just going to remove that so it's transparent, and we'll just make sure there's a border on it so we can see it. Then if I go back to position, I can lock this in place. Now we can see what area will be printed and the bleed required for this product. So you need to make sure that when you design that everything in the background is extended out to this edge here and that all your text and logos are inside this box. And again, just a reminder that you cannot create anything that has to be shrunk down and then upscaled outside of Canva, as this will pixelate. Now, once you have finished your design, you will go to Share, Download, and then you'll change this from PNG to PDF for print. Make sure you select this one. You can add crop marks, but we generally recommend leaving this unticked. And do not tick this box. We do not want your artwork flattened. And unfortunately, you can't change this. We do print in CMYK, but this is another issue you'll find with Canva. It will only allow you to create an RGB if you're using the free version, which can cause some color issues when we go to print this. And then you'll select download. And then that will be ready for you to send to us. Now, as mentioned, there are a lot of limitations in Canva, and there's a good chance that your artwork might not be perfect and good enough for print, and so changes will be needed